Hello and welcome back to Universal Law Snippets. I am talking today about the law of gender. We are continuing on this exploration, and one of the things that has come up for me this month in several different places is the concept of spirals and divine spirals and how they are really like flowing with this energy right now. So I wanted to talk about the law of gender and directionality and how it looks different in the masculine versus the feminine energy, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so years ago, this is one of the things that really stuck with me in college. That was a long time ago. I had a lot of information thrown at me, as we all do in those very early days of our education. And I remember going into one of my comp classes, and the teacher went up to the board and she's like, "Do you guys know the difference between how the men think in the world versus the women think in the world?" And we were all like, "No, not really." And she's like, "Okay, this is how it is." And she drew this line on the board, and she's like, "This is how men typically think. They think in a very linear way. They go from point A to point B. They're very solution focused." And then she drew kind of like one of those brainstorm things on the board, where you have that center thing and then it shoots off in all different directions. It's also considered, I think, mind mapping. She's like, "This is how women think. We think in a very brainstormy way, right? So we are constantly thinking about a million different subjects going off in all of these different directions." And it really stuck with me. I think it was probably one of the things in my education that resonated with me most and has helped me really think about things from a different point of view for years afterward. And so I got to thinking about what this looks like when we are talking about the divine masculine and the divine feminine, because really we need to be able to tap into both of these energies and balance out how we move through the world, right? And so when we think about directionality, the masculine energy is very linear. It's very forward momentum. It's very much like an outward expression, right? If you think about the masculine energy, it's very go out there, go hustle, go focus, go see what your goal is and go out there and meet that goal, like knocking off steps along the way. Whereas the feminine energy, it's very contained, and it moves in this spiral, this divine spiral. And right now, the collective energy is shifting around us, where I think we are starting to kind of fall more into this rhythmic spiral instead of going from point A to point B to point C to point D. It's still important to be able to do that and see your goals, but it doesn't have to be so forceful and this is the solution for this problem, go here. It's also almost like, as a collective, at least this is what I'm feeling, is that we are presented with a problem and then we are being a little bit more open to solutions and way to get that there. And we are not attaching ourselves to either the end result or the way to get there. And so we're kind of moving around in this spiral mentality. I feel like I see it a lot right now with posts regarding your business, right? Like, it used to be, when you are going to go and have an online business, you have to, grow your accounts like this. You have to put your email lists and campaigns together like this. And you need to go out there and shoot for so many targets in order to hit this and hit this algorithm and everything. That's very masculine, outward expression, throw it all out there and do that. Whereas now it feels like, okay, now we are moving into this more feminine type energy where we're spiraling out. We're like, okay, what are your values? What do what feels good for you to do right now. Like, this is your end goal, but how can you get to your end goal without, burning yourself out and like pushing? How can we like take this very nice, slow spiral to get to our end result? And it's kind of really, especially for those of us who have like very much been in this masculine paradigm, it's a very new and interesting concept to think about. Like, oh my gosh, you mean I don't have to go out there and post something on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok every single day? And, I can grow my audience in a different way. And can I still succeed? It's a very major shift from, going out and doing all the things and hustling, trying to get people to see your stuff, to like stepping back and stepping into your own energy and being like, okay, well, I think this feels good to me right now. And, oh, you know what? This doesn't feel right. So I'm just going to take a little rest and I'm just going to like slowly work up. And it's a very interesting, it's a pendulum swing, right? It's this pendulum of like, it was really hustle. And now we're like, oh, we don't really want to hustle, but we're, not quite at that, like, we have to rest phase. We're kind of really trying to balance this out. And for me, this is what the essence is of this law of gender. It's like taking these two very, distinct and powerful energies that are inside of us and trying to kind of maneuver with them and be like, okay, but I feel like I do have to do this. What's the energy doing now? And, oh, I don't know. This feels like I should rest and my body's telling me I should do this. It's like really this fine tuning what we're feeling inside of us that we want to have reflected on the outside of us into our world. So I think it's a very exciting time and very interesting to watch. And if you're feeling this, like this, oh, I'm stuck in this old energy of where I feel like I need to, post. And I'm just like using this as just a microcosm of everything. But you're like, it doesn't feel right. I don't have the energy for it and everything. I feel like you're like right in tune with everything that's going on. And it's just take a breath and just trust the process, because I think we are all trying to balance out right now, but it just feels a little weird because we've never really been in this kind of like collective shift. So directionality, masculine versus feminine. I think it's a really fascinating thing to feel inside of our bodies and kind of work with. And it feels a little scary, feels a little different, but that's okay. We got this. We're all working through this together. We're all flowing with this energy at the same time. And so just, take a beat and try to start tuning into your body and doing whatever you can to do what feels right for you in the moment, because that's all we can really do. And that is all I have for you guys, and I will catch you next time. Bye.